What is up, everyone? My name is Mekkah, and I am still playing Fire Emblem 7 Negative Growth's Hector Hard Mode. This time we're doing Chapter 16 with the return of Lyn and the rest of her friends. So, a couple of things to say. First off, my right ear is really gonna enjoy this episode because my headphones are kind of struggling right now. They're like 12 years old. They were doing fine until about a couple of days ago, where I started losing my left ear sometimes, and sometimes I just hear like static and shit. So I decided it's time for a new pair. I'm gonna buy the ones that I already had, but just a new, copy, just because these are just so good. They last like forever, and I used them for my electronic drum kit a while ago, until I stopped using that kit, of course. So now I just use them because they're kick-ass headphones. But the guy that was supposed to send them, he was like late in sending them, so gonna have to wait for those. Also, it's still me. Mangs is still in Argentina. I'm recording this on Sunday. He's flying back, I think, Monday. But it's going to take him a while to adjust the jet lag and everything. And, coming back from vacation, you really got to take your time. So I don't know if Mangs will be here next episode. We'll see. I know some people, they prefer solo commentary over dual commentary. I mean, I'm kind of, I enjoy Mangs being here. He's good fun to be around. He's a bit of an idiot, sure. But he's also, fun to talk to. And if he says something wrong, I'm there to correct him, unlike in his solo LPs. So I don't really mind it. I think it's fun to have dual commentary. It's nice to fill up the silence. But it's also been fun to do solo. So I'm not indifferent. I like it when Mangs is here. I'm not gonna lie. And he's gonna be here for most of the rest of the LP, I think, as long as we're both available, which we should be, because this is pretty much his job, right? What else is there to say? What else is there? I don't know. I think we're good. So this map is a Seas map. I'm gonna just start it off. Actually, I'm not going to start it off quite yet. There's something I need to do first. I'm going to give Marcus his stuff, but I think I already did it. Looks like I did, yeah. I gave him the goddess icon, and I gave him the Draco shield, because Marcus faces so much combat over the course of this run that I feel like he's the best investment for all these stat boosters. Even though he already has the best stats, I feel like you always want to give your stat boosters to the units that use him the most often, and no one is taking more hits than Marcus. I mean, look at this. He's already fought 50 battles, and he's won 32 of them. He needs the help the most. So that, I think, alone qualifies him for getting the Draco shield. The Goddess icon I'm less sure on, but there are enemies that have a little bit of crit on him, I guess. Not a whole lot, but it's also like 2 avoid and 1 hit. It cannot really hurt. The only potentially better thing than giving it to Marcus is selling it. But I don't think I need the gold that much. FE7, you don't really need that much gold to get through the game, especially if you're not fighting every enemy ever. You're trying to avoid fighting, so I think it's fine this way. Other than that, let's talk about the map here. So we'll get Merlinus in here, skip all this dialogue. So we get a bunch of new units, and we have to seize the gate over here with Bowker on it. And that's pretty fun. The enemies are positioned pretty well in this chapter. I actually think this is fairly well designed. With all the terrain and everything. The terrain is positioned so that it's pretty tough to climb uphill to get to the castle, and meanwhile you're kind of forced to go through the enemies, so I think that's pretty smart. And you also get some interesting units. We'll talk about Florina first. She is a Pegasus Knight, so that alone makes her useful, because flying, in a playthrough where you want to skip enemies, I think this is a very good tool to have. Flying is always good, but especially in this context. I can think of a couple maps where I can use flying to circumvent most of the enemies and save myself from getting a bunch of XP that way. Florina herself, stat-wise, is not going to be that great. Her growths are good and her bases are bad, so that's a formula for disaster. Her durability in particular is pretty bad, and her strength also isn't that good. Normally she would be able to double, but her base speed in Hector Hard Mode, if you haven't gone through Limb Mode, is actually pretty bad at 9. And she gets weighed down by everything. So for example, if she uses an Iron Lance, which weighs 8, she goes down to 5 speed, and then you just don't double everything. In fact, you get doubled by some enemies, some of the faster ones. And she's also weak to bows, which is kind of annoying. So probably the least useful flyer for combat, but the most useful one for flying, just because she's around for the longest. In vanilla FE7, I think Florina is probably the best unit in the game. Second best probably, because Marcus is still really godly, but she's up there. She's like top 3 at least. She's really, really good. But that kind of assumes you go through Limb Mode. If you don't go through Limb Mode, her bases are this, and these bases are not good. So I would probably rate her below like Fiora and the other flyers, and several other good combat units like Kent and Sane, for example. But for this chapter in particular, she's nice because she can help someone get over the ledge like Marcus or Hector. You can park someone holding them on the other side of the ledge, and you can have Florina take and drop them across the ledge, and it saves them walking through this terrain. So that's just one example, one of many examples of Florina just dropping someone over terrain and being very useful. And then we got the Lindis League here. Start with Lindis. Lindis is a unit that a lot of people like. She's very popular, probably mostly due to story and character reasons more so than gameplay, although the two kind of intertwine for a lot of people. A lot of people want to use Lyn because they like her, and they want to use her because she's a lord. I have a huge video with like half an hour of Lyn analysis, so I'm not going to go too in depth here, but the bottom line about Lyn is she's very frail. She's fast, but being fast in FE7 is not as useful as it would seem, even though speed is the best stat. But there is such a thing as overkill, and Lyn's speed is pretty much overkill. And her durability is just so bad. She probably has the worst durability in the game when you factor in that she doesn't have 2 range or any other weapon other than swords until she promotes. She promotes very late, and I know the Manikadi is like useful. She can one-round Cavaliers at base level, which is a very interesting trait to have. Actually, I kind of like that, but she doesn't really have the durability to take on more than 1 Cavalier at once. And if you do have her face more than 1 enemy at once, it's like she will die. I think every enemy in this chapter 2 KOs her at this level. If I've been playing Lyn mode, this was vanilla FE7, she would be fine. And by fine I mean a little better, because then her stats would be significantly better, particularly speed and HP. But as it is, she's just not going to be very useful, I'm sorry. Then we got Will, who is one of the candidates for worst units in the game, at least in vanilla, because he joins very early, but he's also very bad, so he has a lot of time to rack up that negative utility, you know. He's going to be useful in this chapter, but that's really about it. His speed base is the same as Rebecca in chapter 12, so that alone speaks volumes. His speed growth is lower, so in that way he's better than Rebecca for this. Although Rebecca has also had like several chapters to be, you know, kind of useful actually. His strength is like, his base is good at like 6, and by good I mean good compared to Rebecca. But in general, Will is just not a very good unit, even in vanilla, and here he's going to be worse, because he's never going to get any better. This is the best he's going to get, and he doesn't double, he doesn't do much damage. He's only really good against flyers, and that's really about it. But that niche alone is going to be very good for him this chapter. And then we got Kent and Sane. I'll talk about Sane first, because he's the good one. Sane is really strong, not as fast as Kent, but still good enough to double in vanilla FE7. So that alone makes him the better Cavalier. His skill is like a weakness of his, but since he has weapon triangle manipulation and he's like the best class in the game besides a flyer, it doesn't really hurt him all that much. So I feel like Sane is pretty optimally built for FE7 overall, and he can really contribute. Like his resistance is like his only really bad stat, and he shares that with almost everyone, and it's not a big deal. You can just use pure water to patch him up and he's fine. And Cavaliers and Paladins are just so broken in these games. They have swords, lances, and after promotion you have axes. That's just so good. And Sane in vanilla also can promote in Lyn mode. Use the Night Crest there that always has and just go off and kill everything. So really powerful. In this kind of version though, his growths are good, so he's gonna suck in the long term, just like Kent. Not a whole lot to do with him. He's better than Lowen right now. Lowen has 5 strength and 7 speed, so he's gonna replace Lowen for, you know, if I can only field one of them, I will field Sane over Lowen. And the same pretty much goes for Kent. Like, they will both be better than Lowen, so if I only have space for 2 Cavaliers, I'll pick these 2 over Lowen. But that's really the extent of their utility, right? Kent is a little faster than Sane. The speed gap between Kent and Sane is actually the same as the speed gap between Kyle and Ford, and I really hate Ford. But I like Kent too much to, you know, hate him as much as Ford. Kent is fine. He's okay. He's serviceable in this for as long as his bases last, which is not going to be very long, but the Cavalier class is just so good. Anyway, enough talking. We've been almost 10 minutes here with just talking, so let's get into it. So I practiced the turn 1 for this a little bit a couple days ago, because I didn't want to get it wrong on the first try, but I am going to get it wrong. So I will actually make a quick save state so I don't have to restart the whole chapter or whole preps or everything, just in case I screw up. So we're going to have Lyn go here and sell her gem, and then we'll buy some stuff. I'd like an Iron Lance, a couple javelins. These are for Kent and Sane mostly, but then I'm also going to send some to Merlinus. This should be enough for a while. I don't need to buy as much as like normal playthroughs, because I'm not doing a normal playthrough. And I'm not fighting every enemy ever. Then I'm gonna have Kent take some stuff from Lyn, like these javelins, and I'm gonna buy, let's see, what do I even need? I don't need much. I'll get like a hand axe. I have plenty of hand axes overall, I think. Everything else, I don't really need much. And then we're gonna make sure that Sane doesn't lose movements. That's important. So we'll go here, I think. And Sane is gonna take some stuff. These mercenaries are kind of trickily positioned where you can't enemy face both with Sane because they get in each other's ways and the forest slows them down. But, you know, we'll make it work. We'll face one on enemy face, I guess. Here is safe, I think. I don't want to give them the forest boost, is what I'm afraid of. So I'll position him here. And then this place is freed up so that Will can go here. And this is ideal for him because these Pegasus Knights that come down, they like to kill Lyn. But Lyn is out of range, and now they're forced to attack Will at range and get countered by their Iron Bow. And Will 2 kills them both, and I think Lyn can finish them off after he hits them once. She might have to take a counter, depends on their stats. But that way, the immediate danger here is gone away. There's also a ballista here that you don't want to be in range of, so that's why Will is going here and not like here on the forest, for example. And then hopefully we'll be able to stave off these mercenaries with Kent and Sane, and the Pegasus Knights with Will and Lyn, and we should be okay. This Myrmidon is also going to come down here. It's going to be pretty hectic here. But, you know, they can survive at base level. It's been proven. Now here, the plan for here is I don't have to fight all these enemies, but I sort of need to get there safely. There's strats where you go fast and you drop Hector and Marcus in the middle of all this, but my Hector is very frail. Oops, had to step out there for a moment, but that's alright. See if everything is still working. Seems to be. Alright, so as I said, Hector is pretty frail, like my Hector is pretty frail, so he won't be able to survive the front lines here, and as a result I feel like I have to kill most enemies here. And also if you play fast, then it's pretty much gonna have to be Marcus who has to take the boss kill. I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna try to get someone else over here. There are some units that are capable of doing like 1 or 2 damage to Pauker, so we'll see if it's possible. I don't know if it is. But for right now I'm gonna try to stave off the enemies that come towards my starting point. And Marcus is gonna work his way over here. And I'm gonna have him use a hand axe to counter the Pegasus Knights. And I will have Dorcas go over here as well, I think. So that's he can shield a couple people. Seems pretty good. Yeah, I just don't want him to be in range of the javelins, right? So here I think is okay. It doesn't really shield very much actually, but it's alright. Florina's gonna go over here. I think a lot of people do this. I'm not a big fan of doing it in vanilla, because the idea is like you save this village from being destroyed by this thief, which happens on turn 2. But since the thief goes here next turn, it's pretty easy to just kill him. And I actually prefer Florina to go over here to do that whole ledge drop maneuver. But in this case, killing the thief is actually going to be pretty hard, because I have less manpower than usual. Because my Marcus is up here, and my other units are kind of bad. But usually I prefer just killing the thief and then save the village later, because you're not in any kind of hurry, you know, to get the village. Where's Urk gonna go? I think we'll do it here, so you can do like either Pegasus Knights or a Mercenary. Both of those are fine. Just gonna be very careful. I don't want anyone but Dorcas or Marcus to fight the Pegasus Knights. We'll see how well this strat works out. Now, certain commenters might be wise to notice that this mercenary had 69 hit on Oswin. That is a thing, apparently. Oh, Sane is getting doubled. In my test runs, he did not get doubled. That actually changes... Well, it doesn't change what I do, probably, but it kind of makes it stressful for next turns. Lynda's League only has 1 vulnerary, and it's on Lyn, so that is also kind of annoying. Okay, this guy doesn't kill Dorcas even if he crits now. But it is pretty funny. He does so much damage and doubles. Of course, Bartra would get double too. Okay, this guy gets 1 KO'd actually. That is a relief. This is not a kill that Marcus needed to take, I guess. But he's only getting 3 EXP now instead of 4. Yeah, these Cavaliers, it's pretty much inevitable that you're gonna fight them all. Okay, this guy, I think he gets doubled because the Javelin is so heavy. So it's really just 1 kill for Rebecca here. Now I'll have Urk take a Mercenary. 5 EXP, wow. Calm down, Marcus. You don't want to grow, do you? Okay, that's a good miss. Means Will's not in danger anytime soon. I mean, he's not getting a 2 KO'd anyway, but more HP on him is nice. And let's see what these Pegasus stats are like. Yeah, Lynn can kill this one, which is good, because then she doesn't have to go here and be in range of the Pegasi. Let's see how we're doing here. Take 4. Okay, this guy does... Let's see... I'm doing this quickly, by the way, as you can tell. They both have 11 speed. That means Sane gets doubled by both. This guy does 8 to him. And the other guy does 6, so he dies if he is not getting out of there. Which is bad news, of course. Kent doesn't get doubled, so I can kill one of them. The one that does more damage if they both hit. So if I do this, Kent is fine, and Sane wouldn't take a counter, and you can go on a forest even. And there's just this guy to worry about, but he only does 2 times 2, so it is 4. So I think if we do this, we're fine for this turn. And then I can get a vulnerary up there soon. Let's see if Lynn hits, that's pretty important too. Okay, that's good. Now Will should be able to kill the other one. Will's pretty accurate actually. 90 hit. So this is fairly safe, I think. Maybe Kent can go here. I kind of want Sane to go there next though. Actually, if I have Kent go here... Oh, Kent also gets doubled, wow. Yeah, I think I prefer if Kent faces that enemy. Sane is so low already. That way their damage is more spread out. Okay, please hit. Good stuff. And the Merc is going to go on the forest, but whatever. If he goes for Sane, but you know, that's fine. Sane also takes 1 less damage this way. This Myrmidon can still reach him. Yeah, he still can, but it's fine. He survives. He survives. And over here, I think we're going to have Rebecca do this. Not doing it yet. I'm just figuring out the order here. And I'm going to have Urk take care of this dude over here. One of these two. Let's see, Dorcas, we fight against these, sort of. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have Oswin go here and Horseslayer dude. And then he should be in the way. And Lowen, I think, can also take a couple of hits. He can take 2 hits, so I need everything else to be gone here. Let's see, 15 attack and 15 attack. So, yeah, they both have the same, so Lowen can survive 2 Cavaliers, which is good. So if I clear out these 2 Mercenaries, and there's no enemies for him to be attacked by, because I cleared out the Pegasus Knights too. So, yeah, let's work on that. Who's going to kill the other guy? I guess Lowen could do it with a Javelin. Well, I can have Lowen kill this guy. Yeah, because if he misses, he can get healed. And then Oswin can go below him. And use the Horseslayer. Okay. And that way people shouldn't really be able to get hurt too much. I might even be able to have Urk kill something else now, come to think of it. I can have Urk kill one of the Cavaliers too. Because, you know, Dorcas is fighting against this Pegasus Knight. Of course, it is more XP towards Hero Crests. Alright, take it. 1 luck. Maybe you can get to 0 luck, and then when he has 0 luck, he dies because someone put poison in his mutton, you know. Let's see. This is interesting. That is an interesting option. I could just have... Yeah, that didn't really change a whole lot, did it? Okay, so if I have Hector attack the Cavalier, and he misses, then Urk can no longer reach. So I don't want to do that. So I need Urk to go here. I think Urk survives 1 Cavalier, but not both. So I want to have someone shield him from one side. Yeah. So I'm gonna have, let's see, Hector has 4 speed. We don't double Hector, so in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it works out pretty nicely actually. If I have him visit, if I have her visit. Get the red gem, and then shield Urk. And then I'll have Hector go here and get the Wolf Beal. Yeah. And I'm also gonna... Oh, he doesn't have a vulnerary. Okay, that's actually good. do this top combo before I accidentally trigger it like someone did. And we're gonna trade away her red gem because the thief might be tempted to steal it if I don't. This way the thief should be able to steal the vulnerary from Oswin if he wants to, or he can just attack. I'm fine with either. The only annoying thing is Hector might kill that cavalier on the counter. I didn't think about that. That makes me want to disarm him actually. Yeah, I'm gonna have to disarm him I think. Should have probably done that to begin with. Yeah, I'm gonna disarm him. And then I'll start sneaking over here with Marcus, Ninja Marcus. Yeah, okay, so he takes this hit, but now nothing else can attack Hector. Good. That went about as well as expected. And nothing else should come towards the limb, people. The next enemy is just like some brigand reinforcements that come way later. So the thief should steal, I think. Yeah. That's a one-use vulnerary, so that's perfectly fine. That was like filler. That worked out. Okay, so now Rebecca is like pretty bad at killing these. In fact, Rebecca's not going to do anything. Actually, this guy right here. You can see Rebecca does 2 damage to this guy. And this guy has 4 defense, or 8 defense. This guy has 6 defense. So Rebecca actually can kill this guy, which is pretty funny when you think about it. Okay, so I'll kill this thief with someone who doesn't matter a whole lot. I also want to distract this brigand, so I'm going to do that with Oswin. I can almost one-shot. And then we're gonna kill this guy with, you know, whoever. I'm gonna take Urk, I think, because he's the person I want the XP on the most out of all these. By the most, I mean at all. And he's also pretty accurate. Skill and luck, the 2 most important stats. And then here, Rebecca's gonna kill this guy, which is, you know, weird. Rebecca actually killing things, but it just keeps happening, and I'm very happy for it, in fact. Rebecca's more useful than the vanilla, actually, I would say. Life is weird. I'm gonna give Hector his stuff back and heal him. No, we can keep the killing edge. I'm bringing that in case Marcus needs it, but Marcus is like completely full. I think these people combined, they can probably kill this guy. Let's see, I don't want to kill him with Dorcas. Let's see, how much does Florina do? 2 or 4? I think the XP is best on low one. So Hector attacks. Hector misses here, I might have a problem. But he didn't. So I'll have Lowen go for the finishing blow. Although I would like it if Lowen went here instead. And distracted these brigands, both of them, because Kent and Sane are so busy, right? Let's see, 17 attack, and they both have 17. Lowen has 6 defense, but he has weapon triangle, so that goes up to effectively 7, which means he takes 10 from each. So he can go down here and do his thing. And the brigands are not in range of Kent and Sane yet, as you can see, so I will have Lowen go here and use his Iron Blade as a distraction. And that way I can have Dorcas or Florina, and if either of them hits with a Javelin, I am fine. Kinda sucks that I gave another kill to Dorcas. Maybe I should have tried Florina first, actually, with the Javelin, because that also would have been a kill. Oh well. It can't be helped, I guess. And Florina, I can have her vulnerary up. I can also just chill. There's plenty of healing targets here for Priscilla, so I'm just gonna fly over here. Oh, antivirus, please. I might just chill on the mountain for now. Although the force is looking mighty tempting. I can't reach it yet, but I think if I go here, I can reach it next turn. Let's see. No, I'd like to leave the mage to other people, so... but Marcus doesn't one-round these, so I do want to give them multiple ways to target him. See, this guy's a vulnerary, so I don't want to attack quite yet. I want to have him kill himself. I will cut the javelin because these guys, they all have lances. I don't have an iron lance with me, do I? No, I don't. I have a vulnerary. Yeah. Also, this guy, actually, if I attack him, I think he likes to go in a fort, and that might block some reinforcements. So I think that's what I'm going for now. If he attacks, that's also good. I can kill a Myrmidon with Will. Always welcome. And I'd like to have Sane use a vulnerary this turn. Although if I kill all these enemies, I don't really need to. Let's see. Yeah, it depends on if I hit this guy, which I don't know yet. So let's see. Kill. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think I'll have Kent run backwards actually. Let's see. I'll try to distract the Ballista with Lyn. Seems like a good way. I'll take the vulnerary. Of course, if I miss now with Kent, oh actually, I think this guy wrecks Will. Yeah, Will gets wrecked here. Damn, that was a misplay. I forgot that this guy was on like half HP. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna have to rescue Will out of there and get out of range. But this is a path he can take without any forest or anything. So this is actually, it's okay, it's salvageable. But it was a mistake for sure.